No, look, there's I always say I respect Terence Crawford. He's a very talented
Yeah.
fighter, but he just win uh, one big fight. If you see his record, he just beat one good fighter like Errol Spence is.
Yes.
But other than that, I don't think he's beating other great fighter like Spence. He did a really good job with the Spence. He did like almost look very easy.
But I'm gonna go with Canelo because he didn't hold Turkey's hand.
It's two things that you can do with somebody bigger and stronger. You know, you can either try to push them back, you know, because 9 times out of 10, a strong fighter now you.
Canelo Álvarez has responded to Terence Crawford's recent knockouts with respect, acknowledging his impressive skill set. He praised Crawford for the dominant win over Errol Spence, noting how easily he made the fight look. Still, Canelo pointed out that Spence remains Crawford's only true elite-level opponent, subtly questioning the strength of his overall record.
Of people asking you about Terence yet?
No, look, there's I always say I respect Terence Crawford. He's a very talented fighter, but he just win one big fight. If you see his record, he just beat one good fighter like Errol Spence is.
Yes.
But other than that, I don't think he's beating other great fighter like Spence. He did a really good job with the Spence. He did like almost look very easy but I knew Terence Crawford is a great fighter. But you never know.
As you may. Looking ahead, Canelo assured fans that everything will be revealed once they meet in the ring. With a confident smile, he hinted that he already understands Crawford's style, even joking that Turkey Alashik, who will be
won't be able to do it by the come fight
and
night.
I know Turkey is in your corner,
I promise you.
But look, it's gonna be very difficult. He's gonna be so mad that day. Believe me.
I see you. I see you.
Crawford's corner will leave the fight deeply disappointed. As part of his preparation, Canelo has brought in Jerem Boots Ennis for sparring, a move analysts are calling brilliant. According to Johnny Ortiz, Ennis mirrors Crawford's size, movement, and fighting rhythm, making him the perfect training partner. This gives Canelo the chance to adjust in real time to Crawford's style, sharpening both his defense and timing. At the same time, Ennis gains invaluable experience from training alongside a champion, creating a mutual...
Makes sense, and it's definitely a good experience for both. Eddie Reynoso and Canelo, shout out to them because now it shows that they serious with a real game plan, and Boots is, to me, everybody's a perfect opponent. I wouldn't say opponent, perfect sparring partner to have to replicate Crawford because they both switch hitters and stuff like that, and they got dog in them and reflexes for sure. So it shows Canelo serious, and on Boots end, to be able to spar a Hall of Famer, top tier guy, is gave him great experience, and you could tell he really wants it. It's a sport where Boots is getting an opportunity to spar a Hall of Famer. Who cares? And in reality, what the fuck loyalty does Boots owe to Crawford when it comes to the sport of boxing? I mean, Crawford didn't do shit even back while Boots was trying to get his opportunity when it was Spence and Crawford. Every time Boots' name got mentioned, you heard the Bud Clowns be like, oh, yeah, he don't deserve it. Oh, who did he fight? Oh, who this and that, man? I ain't trying to hear that shit. It's like different shit that you need to be woke up outside of boxing. Boxing is a sport. There's shit that we need to really come together. I didn't see y'all come together like 5 years. The Bud Clowns, because it's real fans, the Bud Clowns is bashing PBC. Everything Boots, when you bring up Boots' name, putting him down, I didn't hear like, oh yeah, instead of fighting Canelo or fighting...
Mutually beneficial setup. Jose Benavidez Sr. further emphasized the value of this choice, arguing that Crawford's naturally smaller frame will matter on fight night. Training with someone of Ennis's strength and style has boosted Canelo's confidence, reinforcing his belief that he'll hold the advantage when the opening bell rings. Meanwhile, the fight itself arrives at a time when boxing's global demand has reached new heights. The Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson Netflix spectacle broke record with an astonishing 65 million viewers worldwide. That massive audience proved combat sports have far outgrown traditional limits. Now,
give Canelo maybe a little bit more confidence that he is sparring somebody really good, and is a really good fighter. I think that would be a good motivation, for Canelo Álvarez. I just think that Crawford is too small for Canelo. I think Canelo's too big for Crawford. But in my opinion, I think if Crawford could maybe just get out, tap, hook, get out, maybe once in a while throw a straight punch and just win by points and use his legs, I think I see him winning by decision. But if he tries to exchange with Canelo Álvarez, I think he's going to make a mistake and he's going to get hit with one shot and maybe he can get hurt. And that would change the whole fight, But I think he's faster. Crawford is faster, and a straight punch, get out, Don't stay there to throw or try to trade with Canelo Álvarez.
Okay, fair to say. Fair to say. Now, do you feel like when it comes down to the demeanor of making that decision of bringing it in, does it show that he's taking this camp perhaps a little bit more serious than others? I mean, what do you think about just the move per se?
It's very difficult to say. He's never brought anybody really good to his camp until this time. Maybe he's lacking enough of confidence, or maybe he just wants to use them to trick the people. Or, I mean, it's very awkward and very funny that he brought Ennis to his camp. So, but at the end of the day, they know what they're doing, and we got to respect that. And I think
the upcoming clash between Canelo and Crawford carries the potential to surpass even that milestone, transforming the bout into not just a fight, but a moment of history on a global stage. For Crawford, the challenge is clear, but so is the plan. He has never been a fighter who shies away from danger. In preparing for Canelo, he has focused on tactics that neutralize bigger opponents. One strategy is to push them backward, forcing them out of their comfort zone, since size and strength usually allow them to dictate pace. Another is to exploit stamina. Larger fighters often become flat-footed as the rounds progress.
Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, which was obviously on Netflix as well, the biggest concurrent view was, I think, 65 million. So at one stage of a time, 65 million people were watching that fight, which is crazy, hence why it broke Netflix servers. I do wonder what this does. I think it does around 10 to 15, which is still an incredible number. The problem with these two, and I was saying this morning actually to Gareth A. Davis, like, there's no antagonizer here, is there? No one is willing to play the role of the bad guy, the heel, the bully. And you almost need that a little bit. Like Jake Paul was actually quite smart in the way in which he promoted the Tyson fight. Obviously, look, it's Mike Tyson. But it was promoted so well where Jake was willing to be the guy that, I'm going to fuck up the greatest fighter of all time. He was willing to kind of say all those things and play that role. So people almost tuned in to see him get chinned as well. Neither of these guys are playing that role. Neither of these guys, I don't think, have crossed over massively to non-boxing fans. I mean, to us, they're like gods. But to non-boxing fans, I do wonder how much people...
Breaking rhythm and draining energy, Crawford believes he can turn disadvantages into advantages. His training camp reflects these principles, honing both his conditioning and tactical sharpness for the toughest tests of his career. Despite the competitive edge, Crawford has expressed deep respect for Canelo's legacy. He recognizes Álvarez as one of the last active...
There's two things that you can do with somebody bigger and stronger. You can either try to push them back, because 9 times out of 10, a strong fighter not used to going back, so it kind of fucks them up in the head, Yeah. Or you can just box them because some of them just slower than others because they got flat feet, and they just looking to load up on certain shots.
Now, Crawford's definitely right here. There's 2 ways to beat a pressure fighter like Canelo. Either you put the pressure back on him, which is where guys like Triple G and Bivol had success, or you use your superior skills and footwork on the outside, which is how Floyd Mayweather won. Now, Crawford, he can't use the pressure approach because he's not as physically dominant as guys like Golovkin or Bivol. Bud is a welterweight or junior middleweight jumping up. He doesn't have the size to push Canelo back. Now, the outside boxing approach, that is definitely Crawford's best chance against Canelo.
Fighters from a golden generation, a man who stood alongside legends. For Crawford, facing Canelo goes beyond titles or records. It's about testing himself against one of boxing's greatest torchbearers. That respect adds another layer of meaning to a fight already brimming with intensity, history, and global anticipation.
Struggled to cut off the ring at times. We saw that in the Skull fight. And he does load up on single shots now. But at the same time, Crawford is not the same pure boxer that Floyd Mayweather was. Mayweather rarely got hit in that shell. And his form of countering, a pull counter, for example, was, I'm not going to get touched and then I'll make you pay. Whereas Crawford's style of counterpunching is different. Bud'll take one to throw 2 or 3 back. And he can't do that against Canelo because of the size and power difference. If Bud takes a clean right hand to throw back an uppercut or a hook, he's either going to get dropped or he's going to end up on his bike like Jermell Charlo. So while I do agree Crawford does have the superior skill set in this fight, but because he doesn't have the size to push Canelo back or the defense of someone like Mayweather to stay perfect for 12 rounds on the outside, I do think Canelo's size and power will make the difference in this fight. And that's why I like Canelo to win.